Good evening, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. My name is Professor Sherman T. Clump, and I will be your host for this evening's wonderful little escapade into the scientific world. My special guests tonight are going to be Doctors Leonard Hofstadter and Sheldon Cooper, and the three of us are going to be discussing physics and why the Star Trek matter transporter is never going to happen. Sorry, nerds. Then on top of that, my wife, Denise Clump, and I are going to be talking about genetics and how your genes are slowly killing you on a daily basis. But without any further ado, in the words of our great emancipator, let's get busy! Who are you?
Yeah, that was going to be my line, pal. Who are you, what are you doing in my seat, and why are you talking?
My name is Professor Sherman T. Clump from Wellman College. I assume you've heard of me.
Oh, yeah, your reputation precedes you. You're the nutty professor. Yeah, I've heard about you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, doesn't answer my question, though, as to why you're in my seat, why you're talking, and what in the holiest of hell you're doing here.
Well, as you can see, I'm taking over for this evening. The host asked me to do so.
Yeah, I'm the host, and I don't ever remember asking you to take over. I don't even know how you got here.
You see, the thing about that is, anyway, tonight my special guest... Give me back that microphone! Give me back that microphone!
Hi, everybody. My name is Andrew Rhodes. Welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, October 1st, 2016. Tonight, I'm going to be discussing why the ASA is investigating No Man's Sky. I'm going to be discussing Digital Homicide getting banned from Steam, why Adventure Time's ending after Season 9. Oh, sorry, I guess you didn't know that. I'm going to be talking about the new teaser that Tomy gave us for our new Zoids project, Pokemon Go getting ads, and many more things, including the god-awful sequel to Beast Wars, Beast Machines. But before I get all of that, let me have our sponsor say a few words while I get rid of the big guy here.
Give me back that microphone! Get off me!
Here's our sponsor. Hi, friends. My name is Andrew from A Roads 2012 on eBay. You know, the holiday season is fast upon us, and soon we're going to be rushing around trying to find everything we possibly can to fit into those stockings, wrap up as gifts, and give to our loved ones and friends. Well, how about this for an option? You know you can get your items earlier? Well, at least it is if you want trading cards, DVDs, video games, and miscellaneous stuff. If you do, swing by my eBay page. I have a lot of that up for sale, and because October just started, I am listing new stuff up starting today and running through the week. So if you want to get your holiday shopping done early, swing by ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. And you can also follow me on Twitter at Otaku Roads. Alright, well, it took some doing, but I finally got him off my chair. And apparently he just vanished into thin air. So, that's interesting. Don't know how that happened. I guess physics or something. So anyway, let me explain why I'm on YouTube now for those of you who are following me and listening to me on SoundCloud. I only had a free account on SoundCloud, and the free account only gives you 3 hours total upload time. And with last week's podcast, episode 4, I immediately ran over that timeline by about 50 minutes. And they were so nice enough to send me an email and tell me, too. You were over the time limit by 50 minutes. Therefore, your first ever upload has now been hidden from the public. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? I can't upload anything else. It's not letting me. I'm not paying the extra $20 just to upgrade. I'm like, you know what? Screw this crap. I'll find somewhere else. So all I got to do is say, hello, YouTube. Thank you for taking me back into your warm, embracing arms. I do have some new stuff planned for this podcast. I sadly did not have enough time to set it up tonight because I had to spend most of the week trying to find a new place to host this and verify my YouTube account so I could upload longer videos. So I don't have any, didn't have the time basically to set up what I want to set up, but I'm planning some big things for this podcast down the road, and so on and so forth. By the way, I hope everyone enjoyed the opening this week. I was thinking that up all week, too, by the way. So, let me get into what's new with me this week so far. I started a part-time job. I work at Five Below. I'll just come out and say it. I know my friends are going to find out where it is sooner or later. I know the one's probably pissed because I didn't tell him, but I'm still a little mad about something that happened, so he knows what it is. But, yeah, I started that last week. I started last Sunday, at least with training. My first full day was Wednesday, and I actually love it. I'm not a fan of having to get up at 3:30 in the morning so that I'm out the door by 4, so that I'm up there by 5. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of the driving in the dark. I'm not a fan of how heavy lifting this stuff gets at the end, but I like working with the people that I'm working with. They're a lot of fun to be with. They're a lot of fun to be around. It's like a big, happy, dysfunctional family, and it's a dysfunctional family that I actually like. They're a lot of fun to get along with. I'm actually getting the hang of it really quickly, and it's really a lot of fun. So, yeah, I enjoy it a lot. So, yeah, it's a neat job. I'm looking forward to spending lots of time. I'm looking forward to spending months into years working with these people, I hope. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I like this. This is really a lot of fun. So, yep, that's what's new with me. And let's get on with the podcast, shall we? All right, so for you Adventure Time fans out there, got a bit of bad news coming down the pipe here. Adventure Time is coming to an end. Oh no! Yeah, I'm afraid so. It's coming to an end after Season 9. Now, to be fair, Cartoon Network's pretty much cleaning house and throwing out their dirty laundry left and right, and they know what they're doing. Apparently. Adventure Time started back in 2010. It's been on the air for, well, it'll be 8 years when it's going to end in 2018. So that's actually not bad for an animated series. Nobody's ever going to capture the glory that The Simpsons had. By the way, FXX is doing another all Simpsons episode marathon again. So those of you that have cable and have FXX, yeah, gather some snacks and get ready for that. 13 days of The Simpsons, baby. Or 15 days, or however many days it's going to be. I don't know. That was a lot of fun the first time they did it. I enjoyed that. All Simpsons all the time. I started seeing yellow people all the time. I thought there was something wrong with me. But, yeah, so Adventure Time's coming to an end. One of the ongoing themes of Adventure Time apparently has been the mythology of the Great Mushroom War, which they believe may have transformed the present day world into the land of Ooh. Who really knows? It's a cartoon, guys. Come on. Steven Universe at least gives us somewhat of a background. I love Steven Universe. I can safely say that. It gives us somewhat of a background into the show, into the characters and everything else. And that's all we ask for. But with the Land of Ooh, we've had bits and pieces. It is basically a dystopian future, if you think about it. Remember back to the episode with Marceline and the Ice King? It's basically a dystopian future. There's really nothing we can say about it. So yeah, according to the series creator Pendleton Ward, in a statement, he said, "We tried to put into every episode something genuine and telling from our lives, and make a show that was personal to us, that had jokes too." I'm really happy that it connected with an audience for so long. It's a special thing, I think. It's a passionate project for people on the crew who poured their heart and art into the stories. Oh, yeah, I'll agree with that. I will agree with all of that. Flat out, I'll agree with all of it. So, yeah, it's gonna air 2 more seasons left to go. Season 8 just finished wrapping up, so Season 9 will be done. Apparently, yeah. I guess they're probably going to be claiming it to low ratings like everything else, because that's why they're saying, that's why we got rid of this and this and this. I think Cartoon Network's is trying to change up everything they are and try to get back as much of the audience as they can. You want my advice on what you guys can get rid of next? We Bear Bears, Clarence, and anything else that's stupid and dim-witted. Let's go back to the way Cartoon Network used to be, have decent programming. Steven Universe is good. Don't fuck with Steven Universe. That's actually very well done so far. Don't mess that up. But as far as the other stuff's concerned, just, bits and pieces. Because I know regular shows coming to an end, because the voice of Skips, a.k.a. Luke Skywalker, tweeted it. So, yeah, we know that that's coming to an end. We know there's a lot of other shows that Cartoon Network's probably bringing to an end. They're fighting with Adult Swim over time slots again. Get rid of Uncle Grandpa if that's still on, too, by the way. I just thought of that one. Get rid of that one, too, if it's still on. So, yep. Adventure Time's got 2 more seasons to go, and then it gets the axe, and it goes to the great adventure in the sky. The one question, though, yet on the fans' minds is what type of ending it's going to have. Is it going to be something that changes the status quo, or are Jake and Finn going to get a Calvin and Hobbes style ending? For those of you unfamiliar with Calvin and Hobbes, it was a cartoon and a comic strip, and it kind of just ended sort of like St. Elsewhere. It was, well, I should really say like St. Elsewhere. It sort of ended just with this: the adventure will always go on. Every day is a new adventure, and every day something more exciting will happen. St. Elsewhere was all just a dream, but you basically get the same premise. It's basically, you can read it both ways, I guess, if you really sit down and look at it. You can kind of read it both ways. It's like, well, yeah, you have the dream, and you have this and that, so yeah, okay. But either way, it's not bad. I like it. It's really entertaining, so yeah. Adventure Time's coming to an end in 2018, so I say thank you for everything you've done, and good luck for your last 2 seasons, guys. All right. Let's talk about No Man's Sky. I don't even know where to begin with this. For those of you that have been following the Completely Unnecessary podcast, like I said in episode 1, Ian Ferguson did a beautiful review of it. It brought a tear to my eye. I was listening to the podcast, and I started tearing up as he talked about No Man's Sky from a player's point of view, and I started tearing up. I just thought it was beautiful. Well, they also talked about it then a couple episodes later, saying about how there are people that were pissed because so much stuff isn't as it was in the trailer. Now, I'd like to stop right here for a moment, if I may, and I'd like to bring up, nothing is ever like it is in the trailers. A majority of trailers that video gamers see are what they like to call teaser trailers. In those trailers, they give you an idea of what is going to be in the game. Yes, granted, some of the stuff is in the game, some of the stuff's basically background or cutscenes from the game mashed together to form a trailer. But a majority of the time, what you get is something that's in the game, or something that they want in the game, but either because of price constraints, time constraints, or something else, they weren't able to put in. Sorry, I had to get a sip of Powerade there. But apparently the UK Advertising Standards Authority, or the ASA, is investigating No Man's Sky. An RPS source filed complaints to the ASA regarding the trailers and screenshots used to sell No Man's Sky on Steam. And there's an entire list here, and I'm going to read the list off entirely. I have the article right in front of me. I'm going to read the list off entirely. The complaints. The ASA has compiled a list of the ways in which they believe No Man's Sky's advertising is unrepresentative. And here it is in full. But apparently they are agreeing. The ASA has confirmed to the site that I got the article off of, and the site escapes me at the moment, that they do believe that the regulator agrees and has contacted both Valve and No Man's Sky's developer, Hello Games, for their response. Like I said, the ASA has compiled a list in which they believe No Man's Sky's advertising is unrepresentative, and here it is in full. The video: user interface design, ship flying behavior, information with a wingman, flying close to the ground, behavior of animals in herds, destroying scenery in water, reacting to surroundings, large-scale space combat, structures and buildings as pictured, flowing water, speed of galaxy warp loading time, and aiming systems. That's for videos. Screenshots, size of creatures, behavior of ships and sentinels, structures and buildings as pictured, store page in general. Quality of graphics, you got references to lack of loading screens, trade convoys between stars, and fractions vying over territory. The complaint the readers tell them is it was not made out of malice against this particular game, but rather a desire to make a larger point about the nature of the way he alleges customers are misled by gaming advertising. They quote, "My hope is that this could give Valve a reminder / prod that they themselves have a responsibility. They can't just blame individual publishers, and this might help them keep the future games being listed more honest." Like I said, I want to take a moment here and just stress something. And this goes into movies, this goes into anything in general. You are not going to get everything in the trailer. I do not remember anywhere in that god-awful Godzilla 1998 movie with Matthew Broderick, and I refuse to even acknowledge that as a Godzilla movie. I never remember in that movie Godzilla going by the Natural History Museum in New York, yet I saw it in the trailer. The Incredibles in 2004. I do not ever recall a scene, and I have that movie on DVD. I do not ever recall a scene where Mr. Incredible is fighting to get on his reddish-orange, and I'm colorblind too, by the way, his reddish-orange super suit with his fat gut preventing it from coming on with the same lines going, "This, honey, come to dinner," and all that stuff. Because they were teasers. Now, I can understand their point if the stuff's not in the game, but I've watched some Let's Play, and I've watched a little bit of play time with this game. Some of the stuff, I swear, is in here. They're just not looking for it. The whole point of the game, I guess, from what I understand, is to get to the center of the universe, yet you don't have to do that. I think a lot of this is mostly they're just pissed off because the game isn't what they wanted, but when you have the evidence sitting right in front of you like I do, it's like you kind of really want to stand up for Hello Games and say, yeah, they did a great job, but then at the same time you have to go, yeah, but the evidence in front of you is so high, you guys are basically effed. You guys are oinked in the Alps here. I mean, there's really not much I could say that could really help them. I mean, I swear I saw some of the stuff in the games, or at least the way that I saw it. Now, I don't know, it could vary depending on what it is. It could have been the wrong game. I don't think it was, because it was on YouTube and it said No Man's Sky playthrough. So I don't really know what the complaint is. So here we go. Continuing with the article, which still pisses me off, by the way, just a little bit. After being contacted, Hello Games and Valve will have the opportunity to remove the marketing material voluntarily. And if they do so, then the complaint will not be pursued further by the ASA. If no changes are made, the ASA can pursue their investigation further and bring sanctions against both Valve and Hello Games. Let's see here. This all but requires to take down the current trailers and screenshots of the game's store page, which, without doubt, in my eyes, do not accurately depict the game being sold. I don't know what the screenshots or the trailers look like. I saw a trailer on YouTube, but I don't know what the screenshots on the Steam site look like. And like I said, I'm reading right from the article here. So, I can't really attest to this, what it is. Like I said, it mostly just seems like people complaining because, we don't have... the game's not what we were promised. Yeah, welcome to life, people. It's a wonderful thing. You're not in grade school anymore, okay? You can't hide behind mommy and daddy's legs and say that I want to be a kid forever. As nice as it would be, and believe me, I try to let my inner child out as much as I can. You can't hide behind your parents or your guardian or some grown-up and not go through the world. You're not going to get everything you want in life. If a game looks as good as this one does, but it's missing some of the stuff that they said was going to be in it, you can take it one of two ways. Either get off the pot, either shit or get off the pot is what I want to get to. And that's the point I'm trying to make. If you're pissed off because it's not what they depicted, fine. Then don't play the damn thing. Ask for a refund of your money. Don't play the damn thing. If you like the game how it is, then stop bitching about it. I mean, I don't understand what the damn problem is here with these people. It's almost like the YouTube trolls. I mean, one of them will go and start investigating and look. I know they were doing this before the YouTube Heroes thing started coming out, which is going to be a complete nightmare, and I'm not even going to go into that. But you have people that'll do stuff like that. You're going to have people that are going to criticize games. I mean, I have no idea who these people are. I don't want to know who these people are. But the fact that they've at least want to go, I don't really know what to say. But the article keeps going on, and there's still more to it. I don't have a link for it. But yeah, it's you can easily pull it up. Just Google search ASA No Man's Sky. I guarantee you'll find the article. There's a point in here. I guess the article writer goes, I've played at least 100 hours of the game and never seen a planet that looks like the most iconic image of the game and the top of this post. Brendan covered these differences and his department related to them in a previous post about No Man's Sky. We are keeping an eye on both the game store page for changes and the ASA's bulletins, and we'll let you know what happens next. So, it's basically one gigantic, it's like I'm saying, it's just one gigantic screw you to Hello Games, and I don't think this is right. You're gonna have people that are gonna do this. This is an entirely new era of games. Okay? Before you had games on cartridges, then they went to CDs, and they went to other things. Now they're just basically able to download them right onto your computer or your console. You're gonna have crappy games. If a game is good and you're putting in 100 hours, I want to stress this. He put in 100 hours. Okay? At least 100 hours. So it's at least 100 hours. So let me think of how many days. That's at least 6 days. Okay? At least 6 days. You cannot tell me that you did not have fun playing this, regardless if it has anything that's in the trailer or anything that's on the Steam page selling it. You had to have had fun if you played it for 100 hours. That is what's boggling my mind. This is ridiculous almost, but they're getting in trouble because it doesn't match the trailer. It doesn't match the screenshots. So a lot of stuff doesn't match the screenshots or the trailers. I bought a game years ago for my PlayStation 2 called Cubics. That thing sucked. I don't even remember what I did with it. I think I might have sold it back to GameStop. I might have just destroyed it. I might have sold it on eBay. I don't know. I don't remember what I did with it. All I know is it's gone. It's not around me anymore. But it was nothing like what they promised. They're like, oh, it's going to be a robot battle thing. It had nothing in the screenshots about how I'd have to do a rock, paper, scissors match in order to have the robots fight each other. That was nowhere in the trailers, nowhere in the screenshots. I could have basically complained then to the creators and say, hey, this is false advertising. Yeah, this is false advertising. You didn't say that I had to control them with this thing. No. Like, come on. I mean, this is just starting to get out of hand. No Man's Sky's current players have dropped below 1,000, which is why the ASA is investigating them. All I gotta say to this is just get a life. I mean it. Just get a damn life. Get over it. Stuff's gonna suck, but there's nothing you can do. I mean, come on. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let it go and get a life. This portion of the ACR podcast is brought to you by A-Roads 2012 on eBay. For all your trading card, video game, and DVD needs, check out A-Roads 2012 on eBay. That's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. Alright. Dragon Ball Super's latest episode definitely took a new turn. We definitely got to see what the God of Destruction is packing. And there's no way Goku could have won against Beerus. Hate to give a spoiler in case nobody's watched it, because I know a lot of people are waiting for the dub to come out. Just suck it up and watch the sub. By the time the dub comes out, you're going to forget what happened anyway. Just suck it up. I sucked it up. I'm watching it. Just suck it up and get it over with. But, yeah, so what happened was Zemasu was about to kill Goza, the Supreme Kai of Universe 10, so that he could try to get the Super Dragon Balls, become immortal, steal the Time Ring, so on and so forth down the line. He actually did manage to kill Goza, but we reversed time so that Goza would still be alive. They went there, intervened, and Goku was about to take on Zemasu and try to beat him until Beerus intervened, grabbed Zemasu's hand, and just basically destroyed him. Disintegrated him into small, tiny particles. And watched as they just scattered into the wind. First off, I'd like to say that is amazing. Second, if he was packing that kind of power from the start, Goku was never going to beat him. Definitely never going to beat him. You can put up a good fight, Goku. You were never going to beat him. Trust me. You were done in the water. But yeah. So, with that, we're still on the Future Trunks arc yet. Beerus goes, well, the future should be back to normal. Yeah, the next episode preview pretty much put an end to that. But, it's definitely getting good. I'm still looking forward to this yet. It's getting better and better. But now let's talk about another anime that also had an interesting episode this past week. Ace Attorney, which is apparently done now. And that has me a little pissed. Mostly because it was really getting good, and now all of a sudden it's done. The final episodes basically had to deal with Felix, God damn it, I keep saying Felix, it's Phoenix, having to basically deal with a moral dilemma. Does he get his client off, even though his client's guilty as hell, or does he get his client arrested, convicted of murder, and lose his friend Maya? It was a real tough decision. It played out perfectly. Edgeworth helped him. Turns out that the psycho bitch with the whip, Von Karma, the daughter, Francisca, that's her name, Francisca Von Karma. Ugh, that's just a weird name. I guess she must have like a little thing for Felix because she held on to the card that Maya left at the crime scene. And, yeah. So all in all, definitely entertaining, definitely good, definitely was a wonderful ride. If it's done, it's done. If not, I'm really looking forward to the next one, but it keeps coming up completed. They didn't have a next episode preview, and they kind of wrapped it up in a nice bow, and I'm like, yep, okay, so it's done. I'm looking forward to it. If they want to have like a next season or something, like a season 2, I'd look forward to that. I don't know. But speaking of season 2s, let's just see if I can't get all the anime stuff in one shot here. Speaking of season 2, One Punch Man was confirmed this week to be getting a second season. I finally sat down and watched a couple episodes of that, and it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Although I don't see why people are so entertained by it, but yeah, to each their own. But yeah, it's getting a second season. It was confirmed this week via Toonami and via a few anime sites. So that's entertaining, that's interesting, and more power to them. I like it when shows get second seasons, except for Space Dandy, because that show should have never seen the light of day in the first place. So yeah, well, not too bad. Alright, this week, the Naruto episodes. I don't know if it was 2 of them that premiered this week, or if it was just the one. I don't know. I watched it on YouTube. Somebody had it up live, and it was 2 episodes in one. episode 467, episode 476 and 477. Both of them were really entertaining. We're getting towards the end of the Naruto Shippuden era. From what I read online, it's supposed to ironically end on Naruto's birthday, which, and that's what I wanted to look up. Hold on a second. I actually have a book here. Let's see here. I think I still have it around here. Let's see here. Funimation. Shit, not in here. Alright, well, I did have a book. I thought I left it in my one thing here, but I didn't. But yeah, it's basically supposed to end on Naruto's birthday, which is a great way for it to go out. By the way, I have to admit that you ended on the main character's birthday. Now, those of us that have watched Boruto, the last Naruto movie, basically those of you that watched the last Naruto, the movie, and Boruto, you know what happens. Naruto and Hinata get together. They have 2 kids. Boruto and Hima. Hima takes after Hinata, and Boruto, I'm guessing it's Boruto or Boruto. I don't really know how to pronounce this. I haven't heard it yet. I'm going to go with Boruto. Looks a lot like Naruto. He takes after his father. In the Boruto movie, he basically couldn't get his father to acknowledge him, ended up training with Sasuke, learned a special version of the Rasengan, and it's a really interesting movie. I highly recommend it. The anime is definitely coming to an end because Naruto and Sasuke were basically going to town on one another. Sasuke has all but Kurama of the Tailed Beast captured in the orbs, powered up his Susanoo, and Naruto is taking him on in Kurama form, and it just ends with them beating the crap out of each other in Hokage Valley, leading up to Sasuke using his Chidori with his right arm, or with his left arm, and Naruto using his Rasengan with his left arm, which is how the manga went, and we all know what happened then. It was the clash of the powers, and both their arms got disintegrated because of it. Tsunade fixed up Naruto's arm, but Sasuke refused to have another arm made and just left the village, and left us wondering who exactly is Karen's mother, because we don't think it is Sakura. No way do I think it's Sakura, but you never know. But yeah, the episodes are really going well. It was definitely a homage back to the old school. Really enjoyed it. You could just see in the clips they're showing like the final battle with Naruto and Sasuke right near the end of the original Naruto before they had the filler episodes, which I know filler episodes piss a lot of people off, but they're good for extending the longevity of a show, so suck it up and get over it. And mixing that in with the newer ones definitely brought a tear to my eye. Basically, because I saw how the manga ended. I read the chapters every week as they were coming out, and it's ending just like the manga did, and it's ending so beautifully. So I'm looking forward to that. Yep. So like 1 or 2 episodes to go, and then it's on to the next series, which should be Naruto's son should be taking over the mantle. At least that's the rumor that was going around. I don't know if it's confirmed or not, but that'd be pretty cool. Let's have Boruto take on the forces of the ninja world with his father, the Hokage, and his mother, the Hokage's wife, who loved Naruto from the beginning and would blush and faint just the sight of him. And then the episode where she knocked him out when he was in the hospital. I love that one, too. All right. This week, Tomy announced a big teaser, and they created a website for it. A new Zoids project. First off, thank you, Kami. Any deity up there that's listening, thank you. I love Zoids. Liger Zero's always been my favorite. Always liked the Blade Liger. I even thought the little Gustav was cool. The Shadow Fox, Lightning Sykes, not so much, maybe to a point, but yeah. So either way, a new Zoids project was announced. They opened up a new website this past Monday on the 26th. A new Zoids project has started, and the phrase coming soon, with the image of a lion-type Zoid Shield Liger. which would basically just be the Liger type jackasses, and a male soldier, which in the picture looked a lot like Van Flyheight. Tomy launched the Zoid science fiction mecha series with model kit line back in 1983. They drew a 14-volume manga series for the franchise in 99 to 2001. Viz Media released it in English under Zoid's Chaotic Century in 2002-2003. The manga inspired the Zoid's Chaotic Century TV anime series, which aired in 99 to 2000, and Viz Media released it in home video. 3 more anime series followed: Zoid Zero in 2001, Zoid's Fusers in 2003 to 2004, before it was mercifully killed, I guess you could say, by Cartoon Network, which still pisses me off. And then Zoid's Genesis, which we here in the U.S. never got to see unless you watch the Japanese version. Cartoon Network aired Zoid's Chaotic Century, Zero, and which would have been Century Zero then, and part of Zoid's Fusers. Yeah, up to like episode 26, when the big fuser comes out, the Chimera comes out, and after that episode, it's like, middle finger, we're done. That kind of sucked. So, the franchise also inspired a line of video game series for consoles, handheld consoles, and PC arcades and mobile phones. So I'm going to see if I can't find any of Zoid's PC games. Maybe there's some downloadable. I like Zoids. So that might be something cool for me. I love Zoids. I did play Zoids Battle Legends for the GameCube. That was a great game. I had the Zoid-style game that was similar to that Super Tengen Z or Super Robot Tyson Z game. That was really cool. I liked that because I could team up with all my favorite Zoids characters like Van and Bit and Liger Zero, which I got to control for the longest time. So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. A lot of stuff's really interesting with this. And, yeah. So, what it basically looked like, at least the trailer, or at least this image, I should say, it almost looks like they want to do this as a live action. If they want to do a live action movie with Zoids, I would actually be okay with that. And this is why. I know a lot of live action movies suck. You can't do live action for a lot of things. You can't do live action for half a dozen anime series because you're gonna F them up. It's gonna go bad. You know it, I know it, and they know it. There's really nothing you can say about it. What it basically is, it boils down to, is that you're trying to basically take something that had a manga version and a decent anime version, and you're basically trying to make it into a live action while ignoring all of that. And I can quote 3 of them. You have Dragon Ball Evolution. First one that will always come to my mind because it sucked. Attack on Titan, because of the glitching that happened with the subtitles. That was just a sign. And Gundam G Savior, which god awful. I didn't even have to buy it. I was able to watch it on YouTube, and it's god awful. I mean it, god awful. I can't stand it. But yeah, so other people like it. Now there are some live action adaptations that work. The Rurouni Kenshin, for example, that'll work because all it is a samurai flick. And Japan has been making samurai flicks like Godzilla. They've been making them like Godzilla movies for years. Every time they come out with one, they're gangbusters at the box office over there. They're gangbusters over here. People love samurai movies. And combining samurai with an anime series, well, yeah, there you go. Just don't do a Samurai Champloo. Or Champloo, I will not watch that. But yeah, so that's actually pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Wondering what it is. If it's a new anime series, hey, bring on the new anime series. I love mech stuff. So, yep. Only time will tell what's going to happen and what's going to go. So, only have to wait and see. Alright, well, Pokemon Go users, you're about to get pissed off with this update. Apparently, advertisements are going to be coming to the world of Pokemon Go. And yeah, I can hear you bitching now, but there's really nothing you can do about it. According to the CEO of Niantic, the company that developed the app, the ad revenue will come in the form of sponsored locations where companies pay us to be locations within the virtual game board. The premise being that it is an inductant that drives foot traffic, or an inducement that drives foot traffic. It's going to upset a lot of them, but it's basically a money-making company. We'll try to make a little money out of this. Niantic's making a lot of money, but Pokemon Go is starting to level off. You got your full-time users. You have your users that are definitely going on. And this was marketed to kids. And you have to remember, there's going to be the burn-off now because kids are in school. So you're going to have this burn-off. I mean, I got two friends that play this that hardly play games. And they're playing this now. At least, well, it was only her husband at first, and now she's playing it too, I found out. So, yeah, I mean, it's just one gigantic nightmare after another. But, yeah, you're going to have ads now. It could be good, it could be bad. It's basically designed, I guess, to make people try to go towards a certain location. Like, hey, we're in the game, you can come into our store, and we have Pokemon. Or something like that. I don't know. Maybe, I like how the article goes. Maybe once these people finish catching their 69th Rattata, they look up and find themselves accidentally taking part in something that actually matters. Don't get me wrong. I think Pokemon Go is great. I think it's a Pokemon game that we should have had years ago. But let's face it, it's on a system that nobody's going to play. And all the Pokemon games are now going to be for the NX. I think Sun and Moon is going to be the last one. Yeah, Sun and Moon will be the last one that will actually come out for the 3DS. And the rest of them are going to be on the Nintendo NX, which we still have no information about either, by the way. So that's always great to know. So, yeah, I just basically want to say screw this crap. But Pokemon Go is still thriving. You got the burn off right now because the kiddies are in school. And that's pretty much where you're at. This portion of the ACR podcast is once again brought to you by A-Roads 2012 on eBay for all your trading card, DVD, video game, and collectible junk needs. Don't forget, one person's trash is another person's treasure, and a lot of neat stuff is often found on eBay. So check out ARHOADS-2012 on eBay and see if anything tickles your fancy or interests you. You never know. Something might be worth a lot of money. Or it just might look really cool and would work really well as a conversation starter. You never know. Alright. Well, anybody that's a fan of Dragon Ball Z, do you like abridged stuff? Well, Team 4-Star finally came out with episode 55 of Dragon Ball Z Abridged this week. And my God, was it beautiful. So beautiful. The entire episode basically took place in the wonderful, 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 wonderful world of, well, the Dragon World, basically. Consisting of at least a few dozen episodes of Dragon Ball Z, all rolled into one. Now, leading up to the quote-unquote Cell games, we still have to get Dende in here somehow. Just giving you guys a heads up there, Team 4-Star. Can't forget about Dende coming back. But Piccolo basically skipped the heartbeat when Gohan made the comment about, I'd like a gi like yours. Him and Goku came out as Super Saiyans like they did in the show. And everything's falling into place. I like Vegeta getting pissed off because the announcer on the TV made the comment that the Saiyan attack 5 years earlier in the series basically was about as threatening as a child, as a rampaging toddler. And Vegeta goes, bullshit, we leveled an entire city into a glass floor. Piccolo was pissed because his father, King Piccolo, overthrew the world government, unleashed every criminal into the street, and everybody's going that the world has never seen terror like this before. Yeah. lying SOBs. But it's still funny. Chi-Chi basically got what she wanted. If you remember the one episode way back when, she made the comment to Goku that, I want another baby. He goes, huh. Okay, bye. Well, apparently after he brought Gohan home, and Gohan's now a Super Saiyan, she thinks that Goku bleached his hair after taking him into a room outside of space and time for an entire year. She's pissed and basically used sex as a weapon against Goku. And Piccolo went crazy inside the time chamber. So yeah, lots of things happened, lots of stuff went down. Still, all in all, not that bad actually. Episode definitely had a high note, definitely ended on a high note. I liked it, can't wait for the next episode to come out. So, yeah, keep going, Team 4-Star. I want to see what happens when you guys get to the Boo Saga. That I cannot wait for. I mean that. I can't wait for that to happen. That's just so funny and so really cool. Alright, time to talk about it. Let's talk about the elephant in the room when it comes to Transformers. Beast Machines. The god-awful sequel to Beast Wars that was basically just Hasbro's attempt to make a 30-minute toy commercial. Hey, and guess what? It succeeded. Beast Machines had no plot. And I recently started watching some of the episodes found their way up online, and I was checking some of them out, at least like in clip form and everything else. And as I'm watching them, I'm like, why and how the hell was this popular? It didn't dawn on me, and I'm like, no, there's got to be a reason why this is popular. It makes no sense to me how this is popular. Oh, but yet it's popular. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's popular to a point. It sucks, basically. You took everything that was great about Beast Wars and basically defiled it. You pissed and shit on it. You made them techno-organic. I understood that. But then saying that it was the Oracle that sent you to Earth in the first place to bring back the organic, that's bullshit. You followed Megatron because he stole the golden discs and you guys were the only ship there. You can't even get the continuity right. It's like Dragon Ball GT trying to keep up with Dragon Ball Z. Was never going to work. And Beast Machines proved that, only lasting 2 seasons before being mercifully killed. Well, it ended. It ended with Optimus sacrificing himself, destroying Megatron, bringing Cybertron to a lush green techno-organic paradise. And I could frankly care less about it. The only good thing that came out of that is IDW came out with some newer figures from the series, like Tankor, which I got on eBay, and I love my little Tankor figure. He's really cool. And a few other ones. So yeah, those are about the only good things that came out. That basically came out of this. But otherwise, it's really not that great of a series, really not that great of a show. All it was a 30-minute toy commercial to pitch crappy toys. I know that's what almost all the Transformers stuff is, but at least the newer ones, you get some entertainment, like Combiner Wars. There's some entertainment in that. Robots in Disguise, there was some entertainment in that. Armada, Cybertron, Energon, there was entertainment and a plot. Beast Wars even had a plot. Beast Machines did not have a plot. What pissed me off is when you turn Rhinox into the bad guy, or one of the bad guys. But I could understand it then after a while, but still, it wasn't that great of a concept, wasn't that great of a turn. It pissed me off. But yeah, you know, I still don't know what to say about it. That hasn't been said. Beast Machines sucked. You basically took Optimus and made him into this grumpy, emotionless, pissed off gorilla. Rat Trap has no weapons. Black Arachnia looks pissed. Then you brought Silverbolt back, which, yeah, we needed that. You had Night Scream, one called Botanica, and Cheetor basically got an attitude adjustment. That didn't take. So, yeah, not a very good combination of characters here. I mean, seriously, that was like a horrible character roster that basically you sucked and blew on. But yeah, bad things happen, I guess, to good people. Who knows? So yeah, if you end up watching any of these, you'll see what I mean. But it was a nightmare sequel to Beast Wars. It was a 30-minute toy commercial. That's basically all it was. And it did nothing. Nothing for the continuity. Alright. By now, this is definitely news. And by news, I mean this came out on the 17th when I actually hosted my third podcast. But the CU podcast talked about it this week, and I got so much of a laugh out of it, I gotta talk about it. Digital Homicide is banned from Steam. And they're banned because they sent Steam the application. I want to stress that. Okay? The documents did not bear a judge's signature. It was an application for a subpoena for the names of 100 anonymous Valve users over harsh criticism of their games. It's funny. So let me read the article and I'll give you my thoughts on this. They're trying to sue for the 100 names for these people so that they can sue them for a massive total of, get ready on your hands and knees here, boys and girls. They want to sue them for over $18 million. Yep. And this is funny. They're claiming it's personal injury claim against these users for their comments and allegations of the studio's products and how they were developed. Storefronts for about a dozen games were taken down, and a screenshot of one of the games was above the article. And basically, Valve can contest this. But apparently, documents were submitted and they were assumed to be a signed subpoena. No judge worth his or her salt is going to sign this. If they get a subpoena for this, they'll take one look at it, look right at the lawyer that's bringing it to them and go, get the fudge out of my office. Get the fudge out of my chambers. I am not signing this. This is a BS claim and you know it. What's interesting, though, is that Jim Sterling, a video gaming personality, is having a separate $10.7 million lawsuit brought against him over videos he made slamming the studio's games. I've never seen any of these games, but get over it, guys. Come on. You think your stuff's great? There's an old saying that I remember when I went to school. Not everybody thinks like you. Just because you think something's great doesn't mean it is. And you're basically pissed because all these people on Steam came up and said, well, your game sucks. Well, that's hurting our feelings. Yeah, well, it would probably hurt their feelings too when you didn't get the game. Now, granted, I don't want to become part of this massive-ass lawsuit, but then again, this is never going to get anywhere. They have a GoFundMe page up. It's got like maybe $416 out of the $75,000 they're asking for. They're out of their minds. No judge is ever going to sign this subpoena. And Valve has the right to contest this either way. And this goes to a judge. This is ridiculous. Valve stopped doing business with Digital Homicide. They yanked down all their games. And it's basically done. They're saying, according to the GoFundMe thing, we need the money. We don't have any money to pay the lawyer that we retained for this because of all the games that got yanked down. Because of this, we lost any and all income and revenue coming in, so we have no way to pay for a lawyer or an attorney to cover our losses. You guys are basically saying you're going to bring a lawsuit against Valve because a whole bunch of people told you their opinions on your games. There are such things as internet trolls. So you basically want to take on the internet trolls. So like Pat Contry said, so if this goes through, and I want to stress this, if this goes through to a judge, and this actually is allowed to proceed to court, this will open the floodgates to a nightmaric level of hell. The 7 or 9 rings of hell. We're looking at the 15th. We're looking at the ring of hell so far down that it is impossible to get towards it, and it is scary as hell to think about it. And that's what this lawsuit would open up. Because now you're basically saying, because you could have a lawyer that could go, well, I'd like to stress the case of Digital Homicide v. Valve, and that a company may subpoena another individual company or site for the actual names of said individuals who hurt their feelings. YouTube could end up getting slammed with multiple ones of these. All you put is a bad comment. Oh, I thought this video could have been better. Oh, yeah, now you're looking at an $18 million lawsuit. All because you said, this video could have been better. Or you make a comment, this one kind of seems phoned in. Oh, that hurt my feelings. You bullied me online. I'm going to sue you. I can claim this Valve case as precedence and I can sue you. This is basically opening the floodgates of trouble. I think this is the stupidest lawsuit in the history of the world. I guarantee you no lawyer would ever take this case sober. And I mean that. No sober lawyer would ever take this case. That lawyer would have to be 100% drunk. I'm talking 5 sheets to the wind. Pissed off. Screw the world. I'm plastered drunk to take this case. No judge is ever going to sign the subpoena. If this thing gets to court, it is the end of Western civilization as we know it. I know Mr. Holland's Opus, Glenn Holland said that if they ever get rid of football, that would be the end of Western civilization. Nope. If you're going to be able to sue somebody over a comment that they leave on an online site, that is the end of civilization. Screw Western civilization. They can live over in Canada. They can live in Canada. They can live over in the UK. They could be in Japan. Yep, that is the end of civilization as we know it at that point. Because it's like we just can't take it anymore. I know cyberbullying's bad. It's getting to the point where all hell's breaking loose. I mean, they're making parodies of it on South Park. They've actually taken it to the point where a person that got cyberbullied does what some people that get cyberbullied do. I regret to say it, she killed herself. And that's what made Kyle's dad really lose his shit. Because all of a sudden he's going, oh, well, she killed herself. No. No. Can't have this. No. But that's what's going to happen at this point. And it scares me to no end that if you can now sue people over them just leaving a comment. Okay, so I could leave a comment on a video or I could leave a comment on a game and go, the game was great, but I thought level 3 or level 7 could have had a few more enemies. Oh, so then they could up and sue me because I gave them a comment. Your level, one of the levels could have had a few more bad guys to fight or a few more enemies to fight instead of, it was a little too easy. Oh, well, you just insulted our game. You insulted us. Yeah, we're going to sue you now. This opens up, like I said, a can of worms that once opened, I guarantee you will never shut. I get a kick out of this. Just thinking about it. Any judge stupid enough to sign this should be disbarred. Any lawyer stupid enough to take this case on should definitely be disbarred. And that's where I'm going to end it. I'm serious. All right. Well, that is the ACR podcast for this week. I'd like to thank everyone who participated, basically me and my impersonation of Professor Sherman Klump. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. It was great being here. Yeah, it's great to have you here too, Professor. Join me next time. Like I said before, I have new stuff planned for this podcast. Different things are going to be happening. is I know YouTube's changing. I'm getting sick and tired of people hearing. I'm getting sick and tired of people saying it. YouTube's changing. YouTube's changing. YouTube's changing. The completionist just bitched about it this week after taking on Tales of Symphonia. He bitched about it like everything's changing. Everything's changing. Everything's changing. Yeah, everything changes. Get over it. So I do have plans for this. For now, I have it set up how it is, but I do have plans in store, and I actually hit over the 1 hour mark, so that's a first. So if you have any topics or ideas for the podcast, other than please put video on, because I'm working on that. I'm working on it. I'm looking into it. I'm not saying that's one of the surprises that I have, because that was something a friend of mine made a comment of, is that my videos, when I was putting my comedy up on YouTube, basically had one still image that people had to listen to. Well, yeah, I do audio stuff. But yeah, if you have any topics in mind you'd like to hear me talk about, or you have any questions that you'd like me to answer on the air, please feel free to email them. The email address for the podcast is acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to sponsor the Absolutely Completely Random podcast, like I said, I am now on YouTube. I don't know how many views I get because I mostly haven't been getting that many. I don't know. But yeah, feel free to, if you want to sponsor, send me a email to the ACR podcast. It's just acrpodcast@gmail.com. Just in the subject line, if you have a topic, put topic in the subject line. If you have a question, put question in the subject line. Or if you want to sponsor, I'd like to sponsor in the subject line. And I'll get back to you. I check the email for the podcast a couple times a week. So, yeah. So, for the ACR podcast this week, I am Andrew Rhodes saying, stay dry if it's raining, stay happy if you're sad, and stay gold if you like Toonami, because I will catch you next week. Possibly, I don't know. But yeah, I'll catch you next time. So until then, bye-bye, and good luck.